Calling all units, calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
Another thing I talk about when it comes to making sure that the thoughts and everything that you need to do to help yourself and your brain and your character grow is journaling. And here's another thing where people go like, nope, stop, click, next video. But when I was going through depression, I was seeing the psychologist for 9 months. And he eventually said, Scott, I can only do so much for you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do the work.
Yep.
And I just looked at him like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I'm really glad he was honest about that.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to give you an exercise to do, and I don't know if your brain's ready for it. He said, this will change you. I don't know if your brain's ready for it, but we're going to do it anyway because you need to change. I mean, he said it so well. I was like, wow, this is amazing. He said, at the end of the day, I want you to write down 3 things you're grateful for. I don't care if it's a crappy day. You think of something, and you have to write it down in complete sentences. I am grateful for yada, yada, yada. I am grateful for whatever I am grateful for. 3 times. You want to do it more? Go ahead. So I said, that doesn't sound like it's going to work at all. After 30 days, what do you know? My brain started focusing on some of the blessings I had in my life a heck of a lot more than what it did. And it goes beyond just, a lot of people know about the whole write down what you're grateful for, but now you can start writing down what goals you want to achieve. And you can write down like 10 of them and then say, all right, what 3 goals can I work on today? Or something like that. When you write it down, it makes it that much more intentional, but also more permanent in your brain. So far as like signing a contract, it just makes it permanent. You know, it's the same thing. It's just more dynamic other than the fleeting thought. That's what I talk about as well.
I've found I've been doing that a lot lately just with work because I have a lot of projects on burners, and I'm sure Nick can speak to that too. Got everything on simmer, and it's like, oh, I can get this one. So I do a lot of writing down now, and it's goals basically for my day. I just put the date at the top, and it's almost like a daily log for officers. Went to this address, handled domestic, and you keep a log. So now sometimes when the bosses might come around and say, because we've had a lot of change, what do you do on a daily basis? Oh, actually, I can go through that. You see all these things that I scribbled through? Those are all finished as I went through. And then if I didn't get that goal finished, I'm not upset about it because I'm like, okay, there's Tuesday. Now there's Wednesday. And I just move that over to the next page. And it helps me feel like, all right, I'm getting something done, but then also kind of keeps me focused throughout the day. And it helps with my in-work mental health, where I'm not just sitting there at the computer all day just scrolling through or whatever, or like, let me I gotta buy some stuff on Amazon, and you forget, but then by the end of the day you're like, I didn't get anything done. So now I'm seeing those lines go through, goal accomplished, small things, but sometimes it's a big one that's been moved over a couple times because I'm like slowly working on it, and then whoa, big time, that's done. So I just have a notebook and I just keep turning the page, and and I write my little notes, a phone call, phone number gets written on there, got to call that guy back, circle it, done. There we go, goal done. And they're all just goals for me, so it's big. It helps.
So journaling and then having a directed thing to write about. So you don't just journal and be like, today I didn't like Susie the way she cooked this stuff.
Right, focusing on the negative.
So we're focusing on the positive stuff that we're grateful for, and then eventually get to those goals. And it's just training the mind. The mind is super powerful.
It really is.
Super powerful.
It really is. But it's amazing how, as powerful as it is, it can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
That's why we're going to get the Neuralink from Elon Musk and get that AI in our brains.
Right.
Plug that in the back.
I want to give a shout out because I have to give credit where credit is due. When it comes to journaling, the Rise Journal by Kwesi Millington is very good for law enforcement, but anyone in general. Kwesi was a Royal Mounted Canadian police officer for 2 years, but then basically an incident went down, and then through the investigation, he got charged for something he didn't do, and he actually was incarcerated.
Oh my gosh.
And he wrote and wrote and wrote all while during, I think, 2 years in prison to help keep his mind clear. Thus, now when he's open and talking about that, he published the Rise Journal. So there's a tool for you.
So that's something you can get on like Amazon or something?
Absolutely. Yep. The Rise Journal. Yep.
And it's just, is it like guided?
It is guided. He has a I'm grateful for, I can, or I am, or like my intention for the day. Because if sometimes some people, if they don't get a list done, it makes them less confidence in themselves. But if they set it as an intention, It's like you still intend on doing it. You can probably still get it done.
Yeah.
So he phrases it like that. But it's he opens up with his story in the beginning of the journal, which is pretty powerful.
So
yeah.
you're journaling not on your phone,
Correct.
not on the computer.
Correct.
This is paper to pen.
Yep, you have to.
Okay.
Yep, you have to. That's the only way it works. And I learned that if you do it in blue ink, apparently it's easier on the eyes and lowers your body's stress levels. So blue ink, interesting. But yeah,
Look at that. I
and
love those fun facts.
In today's day and age, I still think it's good to handwrite stuff because my handwriting has gotten worse over time.
Yes,
because you
mine
just
too.
don't do it
Bro,
as
try to do some
perishable.
cursive.
Oh, get out of
no,
here.
it's done.
I don't
That's
think
over.
I could ever do cursive well.
The only reason why I know how to write a cursive Z is because my last name is Perez.
yeah.
So that because I do it so much. But I was watching Billy Madison the other day,
Yeah.
and he's in school trying to do the Z, and he's like, so I was like, oh man, that's true. The only reason why I know. But yeah, so pen to paper,
Yep.
blue.
Have to.
Great fun fact. I do naked yoga on YouTube, and you're like, here's something that's actually helpful.
Hey, come here. Come here. No, bring it in real close. I got something for you. Did you subscribe yet? Right down there. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification because you got to know when we're going to give you a show. Do it. Go now. Go now. I'm waiting. Come on. Right there. All right, back to the show.
Calling all units, calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.